Welcome, everybody. This is Marise Frangie, the responsible practitioner of City of Lebanon Fertility Care Center. As you know, I have started a series of podcasts and videos reading testimonies from the book in their own words, Women Healed, along with other educators and practitioners. And I'm so grateful that Carolina is able to join me for another episode today where we will read from the section Infertility. And remember, those podcast videos are available on different platforms, YouTube videos or Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And it's so easy for you to just click and share it with others. And also don't forget to make any comment on the videos. So, and also if you want to buy the book yourself, so you can give it as a gift for a friend or for a doctor, you can purchase it from the Institute, the St. Paul VI Institute in Omaha, Nebraska. And the link is in the description box below you. Carolina, thank you so much for joining me for another episode.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. Like Marie said, my name is Carolina. I'm happy to be here to be with Marise commenting about this book and all the benefits that can bring to women and families in general. I'm a fertility care practitioner. Actually, I was in one of the first classes Marise had as an educator back in 2018. I work in a fertility care center in New York City, and I'm happy to help couples, women, and also I teach in Spanish since I'm Hispanic, so I'm grateful for this.
You're able to do it in different languages to help empower women and couples with the knowledge of creating model and nanotechnology. So thank you for what you're doing. So as I mentioned, we're reading today from the section Infertility. We are reading a story, page 115, in case you have the book, Tubal Reversal Results in Miracle by Holly Lambert.
I started suffering from endometriosis and severe hormone imbalances when I was 14 years old. Throughout the years, I was in and out of various doctors' offices and hospitals, always with the same diagnosis, pelvic inflammatory disease, PID. I began to feel this was the diagnosis doctors would give me when they couldn't find the real problem. For years, the only way to function was with them in aid of pain pills that doctors would prescribe. After going from doctor to doctor in my search for help, I found a gynecologist who thought some exploratory surgery would give us a better idea of what was going wrong. After the surgery, the doctor informed me that I was suffering from a disease called endometriosis and there was no easy cure. So we find this patients come to the medical consultants with some symptoms. Sometimes interesting. I'm glad that this woman had a doctor before coming to an opera doctor that told her about endometriosis. But sometimes we find that they go to different doctors' offices and they just don't diagnose this.
Yeah.
When they come to the opera doctors, after a few clinical questions and looking at the history, most cases they just say, this is what you have. So it's nanotechnology is, I would say, very on the dot.
Yes.
Yeah. With the
They're getting to the underlying causes of whatever symptoms the woman is struggling with. Yeah, so true.
Exactly.
Yeah, like this poor woman for so long suffering and no answer except pelvic inflammatory disease and just pain pills. Like there is something wrong. You need to find the problem. Like in another story that we read from the section of miscarriages, this woman had 4 miscarriages and at the end the doctor told her it's bad luck. You have bad luck. Like they couldn't find why she was miscarrying and they just blame it on bad luck. Like come on. How could a medical professional accept to not find a reason or to just give a reason like that, like bad luck or unexplained infertility? Not acceptable.
Correct. Not acceptable.
Yeah,
that's true.
Over the next few years, several procedures were performed involving laser treatments and cauterization to remove the deposits of endometriosis. After each of these 7 procedures, the pain would subside for 6 to 12 months. It seemed that every time the pain came back, it was worse than the time before. And eventually, simple things like getting out of bed turned into difficult tasks. Amazingly, through all this trouble, I was able to give birth to 2 beautiful, healthy children, Nathan and Carissa. Following each pregnancy, the pain severely escalated. So after the birth of the second child during the 7th laparoscopy, it was decided that a tubal ligation, which means tying the tubes would be a good idea. I was given the impression that this was a simple procedure that could easily be reversed if any more children were wanted in the future, and was not informed of the serious ramifications this would have. How many times women go around taking medications or doing surgeries like tubal ligation or other things because they trusted the doctors and they were not told all the information. Like she's saying, was not informed of the serious ramification. And then unfortunately later they regret not knowing all of that. So sad.
Yeah, that's very frequent. Or, they just tell them that it's better to do it. Let's do it right now. You already have 3 children. You already have 4 children.
Yeah.
But they don't know what they want, their family wants for them. So
yeah. I find it interesting here that after each pregnancy, the pain, she said, severely escalated. So instead of trying to treat the problem, they want her not to get pregnant ever again by doing tubal ligation. Like, seriously, get to the heart of the matter. Why you're just going around it? Why this band-aid approach? Even if she doesn't get pregnant, she still have whatever is causing her the problem, whether it's endometriosis or more. So it's so sad.
very sad, yes. A few years later, I met the most wonderful man who is now my husband and the father to Nathan and Carissa. For several years, he stood by and watched me in pain, and we both felt the frustration of not having a cure in sight. When the doctor wanted to schedule another procedure, he felt it was time to find another doctor who could provide a solution. With this in mind, he took it upon himself to do some research, and with the help of the church, he found our angel, Dr. Hilgers. Living in Colorado, he knew it would not be cheap to see a doctor in Omaha, Nebraska. But with the help of our families and my husband's determination to have me see the best doctor, we were able to make it possible. When we arrived in Omaha, our hopes were high, but we had no idea what I was about to experience. Dr. Hilgers decided that a laparotomy was in order to remove all the damaged tissue, endometriosis, and reverse the tubal ligation. I never had, the blessing of being into the institute yet. I know you've been before there, I guess many times.
Yes. Yeah, I remember when I took my education phase, and Kathy Rivet was my supervisor and the educator. She spoke a lot about Dr. Hilgers, and I just felt like I want to meet him. And we were going through infertility evaluation on all of that with Napper Technology medical consultant. So we decided that we need to check if I have endometriosis, and I didn't want to go anywhere. I was like, we'll fly to Omaha. I'd rather have Dr. Hilgers do it. And we flew from New York to Omaha. I remember, even though it was my first time ever being in the hospital or going in for a procedure, I was not afraid. I was just excited about meeting Dr. Hilgers. It was
yes.
they're very important for me. I just felt like I wanted, and I felt I was in good hands. So that's why I trusted him, and I was like, I want to do it with someone I trust him with my body. I know he will take care of me. And I remember after the surgery, after the laparoscopy, he told me I have a mild endometriosis, that he took care of it, while other doctors could have ignored it because it was just mild. So I was so grateful that I went, and yes, it was a real honor to have met him. Thank God every year I go to Omaha for education phases. I got to see Dr. Hilgers, and I got to see Sue, his wife, and everyone involved. So yes, it's a blessing.
The team. That's
yes,
great.
Yes.
The surgery was a long procedure, and following the surgery was a long recovery and several series of blood tests, injections, and pills. During the recovery from the surgery, Dr. Hilgers informs us that he was not given much to work with for the tubal ligation reversal, and one of the tubes had a 25% chance of functioning. During the recovery and follow-up testing, Dr. Hilgers determined by hormone levels and thyroid levels were not where they needed to be. With all this information, having another child seemed like an impossible dream.
Yeah, 25% chance of functioning. This just reminds me of women who get on the birth control pill, shut down their body from functioning normally. And they just think when they get off the birth control pill, everything is going to go back immediately to normal. Like, how can we expect when you're stopping things from functioning to just have it go back normally? Like, there will be some damage from all of that. mechanism of action and all of that. So yeah, it's sad that some women do it out of trust of the doctor, and they would not have invested in it and made good informed decisions. But hopefully, more women would be able to know that there are alternatives and they can make informed decisions.
And yeah, it's sad when they come to the fertility care, the NAPRO doctors, and they find out sometimes they're like, but this is what I was told. I trusted that doctor, or this is what everyone says. But it's sad but we're here, so we can spread the word.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry. About a year after the surgery, I began experiencing pain and swelling. Dr. Hill just continued adjusting the hormone levels and thyroid medication in an effort to provide some comfort. He also helped me with charting my cycle in an effort to conceive another child. Efforts were made for conception for about a year with no success. With the frustration of the pain, the pills, the injections, and the inability to conceive a child, it was decided that another procedure was needed to remove any adhesions, possibly the uterus. With the surgery scheduled, it seemed that another child really would be just a dream. To come to this realization at only 27 years old was devastating and heartbreaking. In February of 2003, the scheduled time for the surgery was upon us, and Dr. Hilger's nurses recommended I take a pregnancy test just in case. I was expecting the usual heartbreaking negative results when I received a call. You're pregnant. My husband and I could not believe it. I think he is still in shock. All of our prayers were answered just when I had given up. It's interesting that Dr. Hilgers decided on another procedure. Like other doctors would have probably told her no because you had your tube not functioning, you have all of that. They might have just given up on her and just told her to take some medications. But no, he wanted to do another surgery to remove any adhesions. But no need for that. God had decided otherwise.
Oh, beautiful news.
Yes.
9 months later, after working closely with a local doctor and Dr. Hilgers to help that trouble-riddled pregnancy, I had my miracle, Noah Ryan Lambert. Although I still suffer from pain and have not yet reached resolution of the endometriosis, I thank God every day for the prayers he answered when he brought me, my children, my husband, and Dr. Hilgers together.
It's beautiful that she's given that testimony even though she still suffers from pain and have not reached resolution from the endometriosis. But obviously there was some kind of healing that had happened and some kind of, I don't know, peace and hope restored in a way that made her feel like she can still give that testimony. Which brings me to the fact that we're not claiming NAPRO technology is 100% effective, but we know our doctors are very dedicated to helping women and couples, finding the problem and treating the problem as much as they're able with the tools that they have.
Correct. Yes. And like you said, that brought healing to her because definitely this is physical. It has to do with our bodies, but at the end, they have to do it with our souls as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So, there is other type of healing, emotional. So yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Yeah, so that's great. And she ended up with a baby that she didn't even think it would happen. And if probably he did not do the tubal reversal, it might have not happened. So amazing.
Correct.
So many beautiful stories. I think if we were all of us practitioners, educators to collect from our own caseload, I think we would have millions of these books, stories, single women, married women, telling us how beneficial this has been for them. So it's really great to be able to do that. And every woman has the right to know this. Every woman has the right to know about her body, about her health, her future, and to know that there are real solutions for real problems like PMS, postpartum depression, infertility, miscarriage, chronic discharges, abnormal bleeding, and many other reproductive issues that so many women suffer with.
Yes, Marie. So I'm very happy that you're doing this series so women can learn all about this.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it's very much needed. And I thank you for joining me and recording 2 episodes, Carolina. This is great.
Looking forward to many more.
Yes, God willing. Yeah. By helping me with that, we can get this series out and spread it more and more. So thank you. And we thank everyone who's watching, who's listening, and we ask you to share this story with other women. And who knows, Maybe someone you know is suffering with endometriosis and they don't know there was a treatment for it. So just sharing that story with them might be very helpful for other people. So let's get the word out because every woman has the right to know this. Every couple has the right to know this too. So thank you
Yes.
for tuning in, and don't forget to leave any comment, feedback, suggestions in the description box below. And if you need to contact us, my contact information is in the description box below, and you can see it even on the screen. And also you can contact Carolina, who teaches in English as well as in Spanish. So she
Yes.
can be beneficial for Hispanic people. So thank you so much, Carolina, for all
Thank
that you
you.
do and for joining me in this series.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed day.